People say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This program is sponsored by the coalition of We Must Take America Back. My name is Arnie Engen, and to my right here is Harold Shurtleff. And to my left here is Mr. John Conway. And Harold, you're the regional director, field director of the John Birch Society.
Yes, sir.
What does that encompass?
Well, I'm a full-time field representative for the John Birch Society, and my territory includes New England and upstate New York.
I see. Okay.
So
you go upstate New York too, huh?
Yes, sir. So my job is to, I supervise coordinators who are field reps, and also the basic job description is to increase the visibility and effectiveness of the organization in my given territory. So it includes quite a lot of different things.
Yes, yeah.
And a lot of traveling is involved as well. And I live in the city of Boston.
Oh, you live in Boston?
Yes.
So you came all the way from Boston up to Bolton, Connecticut?
Well, this is a very popular show, so of course I'm going to come all the way down here. I mean, everyone's talking about your show.
Very, very nice. And now, tell me, how did you get into the John Birch Society? You know the old guys like John and I here. You know, you're a much younger fella.
Well, it's not just for old guys too, brother. Because
how did you get
some
started
people are young when they join and they just grow old in the organization.
maybe that's what happened to you and me.
I joined when I was about 28 or so.
Oh, really?
So I'm 43 years old now. So I was relatively young when I joined, and I like to think I'm still relatively young.
Yes.
The organization is open to people from all different backgrounds, young, old, middle-aged, male, female, white, black, Jew, Gentile, or what have you.
Yes.
So what I did is a friend of mine loaned me one of the books that he thought I would be interested in reading. And
Is this how you got started?
How I got started.
Handed you a book about the John Birch Society?
No, he handed me a book about Richard Nixon.
About Richard Nixon.
Yes.
And prior to this, John, you didn't have any knowledge of John Birch Society in general?
I had a little knowledge about
A little knowledge you did, but you knew something was up with the John Birch versus the rest of the country.
Well, it was interesting. What I knew about the Birch Society was based on a few people who had accused me, but in a friendly way, of being a John Bircher.
Yeah.
I sounded like one.
In a slightly accusatory manner?
Yes, but respectfully accusing.
Okay, all right, fine, yeah.
And I thought, well, I should look into it.
Yes.
My preconceived notion, based on very little information, was that it was an organization of people who are self-made in the business community that are relatively well-off financially, which to me was not a bad thing to be, but I wasn't happening to fit that description. So my former landlord, who was not a member of the Birch Society, but was sympathetic to what he loaned me a book, which I read, and I said, where did you get this book? Because it seemed to answer some questions that I had. And he said, from the John Birch Society. And I said, wow, that's interesting. So I said, well, I should look into these folks because it seems to be this is what I believe. And my preconceived notion was, but there's no room for me. I'm not what I think the members are. He said, no, they have all kinds of different people. So I wrote in. My one concern was some of the things I heard, based simply on hearsay, was that the society was not friendly towards blacks or Jewish people or what have you. And I didn't want to belong to an organization that had that particular worldview.
Certainly.
So like a lot of people, I said,